It's duck season, the most exciting time of the year if you're a duck hunter.
Waterfowl season is here, and things are in full swing. The mornings are colder, the birds are moving, and every day brings something new. One day you're covered up in ducks, the next, the skies are empty. That's just how it goes. Because waterfowl hunting isn't just about pulling the trigger. It's about adapting, learning, and enjoying every moment with friends and family. The highs are unforgettable. The lows can leave you scratching your head. But that's the beauty of it. It's a chess match with nature. One that rewards patience, grit, and preparation. And when all the pieces line up,
shoot 'em.
There's nothing else like it.
That's what I'm talking about! Woo! Yeah, they backpedaled right in here just like you want them to. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm Joel Strickland. I'm the manager at the Lost Bridge Duck Club in Bald Knob, Arkansas. And I've been duck hunting since I was 15 years old. That's been almost 40 years now. It's hard to think about it being that long. But I went on my very first duck hunt with a buddy of mine that was a year or so older than me. And we had the most incredible day. And at that moment, I knew I was made to be a duck hunter. Over the years, I progressed a lot, learning how to duck hunt much on my own. I didn't have a good hunting buddy for a number of years. But eventually, people knew that I was shooting ducks and they wanted to be my buddy. And so I've always been the guide. I've been the guy that had the boat, the dog, the place to go, and the one that could call. And so even though I may not have been paid to do it, back in my early days of hunting, I was the guide. I guided a little bit off and on in my 20s, but it wasn't until about 2010 I started guiding full time, and I've guided every year, every day of duck season since then. Now that duck hunting is my full-time gig, year round, I'm always thinking about duck hunting. We're always preparing for duck hunting. We're always thinking about how we can do things better. And so we're never not preparing, even though we might already be in duck season, because I'm preparing for what we're going to be doing tomorrow, what we're going to be doing next week. We're looking at the weather, we're scouting. So there's always some kind of preparation. Everything good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I guess what we're going to do is, you're hooked up to the Ranger, right?
Yep.
So we're going to, y'all head over to the big shop, load up on the back of your truck, load up the trailer that's got the big blind on it, and take it up to the north property. We've already talked about where you want to put it. I'm going to be going around and checking out blinds with Josh real quick for an hour or so, and then I can meet y'all up there and we can make final determination on where everything goes.
Hey.
What's up?
We're finishing the brush over here with this before we take it off.
Yeah.
We're still not going to really have enough to cover it the right way on the top.
Yeah, that's why I knew we wouldn't. That's why we're going to have to get some when we're out there.
Okay, cool.
There's no other option, A tree fell on the blind. I guess it just, it bent it a little bit on the back over here. We got lucky. This thing didn't completely crush the side of the blind.
Yeah. But that worked?
Yeah. Yeah, it needs a lot of brush. It needs a lot of brush below the flip. It's just that below the flip, you can see too much. It needs a lot. Pro Essentials. Do that. Just leave it right there. Guide 1, 2, 3, 4. You could fit a 5th and a 6th too if you had to, but this is.
You could, yeah. Yeah, I think this is good. All right, one down, 50 to go.
The AVES Drifter Jacket will be a crucial component of your waterfowl clothing system. Constructed with Toray's elite 4-way stretch fabric, double-stitched Kevlar fabric over the high wear areas, zippered armpit vents, Kudo's durable water repellent finish. Equipped with 7 purposely built pockets. Experience the difference of AVES Drifter Series waterfowl gear.
There's always these times that you've got a spot picked out in your mind that you want to take a group of guides to, you know, because it's a really cool place. And I've got several of those on my property, and I really wanted to hunt this spot because we haven't hunted it all year, and the way that the conditions have lined up is like they should be there. And the rest area next to us has had a lot of ducks in it up until about 3 or 4 days ago when we got a bunch of rain. It's kind of spread the birds out. And so now I'm in this quandary because it's like there are a few birds over there. I've got some birds on my trail cameras that are in the woods, and you know, we could risk it and go in there and it could be awesome in the morning, but you know, it might not be. You know, I don't like going in on this, well, I hope this is going to work. You really like to kind of have your game plan together and it be relatively foolproof, even though we don't have a crystal ball. So we're gonna go back in there and look at it at dark and see if they fill it up. If they do, that may make our decision for us. If not, when we're going somewhere else, we'll still have our decision, I think, either way. So we got some specs going in. I don't know how many. I mean, I've seen like 20 land. I don't know if there's 1,000 in there or if there's 20. So we're gonna pull up here and we're gonna walk up there and look and see if we can get a better look and see how many's in there. They're in the water over there. Well, how about that? Right in front of my blind. How about that? I've seen like 50 ducks, but I mean, I see like 5 or 6 right now that are way off in the distance, but normally we should be seeing like thousands of ducks like flying all different directions. I'm really looking for them to be in here, because if they're using this rest area right here, there's a good reason to think that they're going to come right over into these woods, or at least I can call them over, you know, when they're flying around. But if I don't see them out here, I don't have a lot of faith that I'm going to just get lucky enough to have the duck come into the woods. There goes a duck. See some birds move in the back. I mean, pretty good. And they're right here in front of us too. Lots of birds now. When I tell you this, you're not going to believe me, but there's a few ducks out there. I mean, I'm telling you, when they're here, it's black back there. You know what I'm saying? This is really, really cool. So, for those who think there are no ducks here, surprise. I mean, I'm talking like everybody I talk to is like, we hardly even saw any ducks today. This gives me tons of confidence. I mean, we've got a lot of ducks dumping in here. There's a bunch of birds on the refuge just beyond our
west border here, and then the river's coming up. I feel like the next 5 days are going to be incredible. All right, let's get out of here.
At Lost Bridge, we book our clients in to hunt 3 days at a time. And throughout a 3-day hunt, this is kind of the way our schedule goes. You show up on a particular afternoon and we get you in, we show you around where you put all your things, and then we have dinner at night. After dinner, we talk about what we're going to do the next morning, kind of lay out the schedule for the hunt. And we only do morning duck hunts, and occasionally we'll do some afternoon goose hunts. Hunting only in the morning is pretty common in Arkansas and a lot of the wintering ground type of hunting scenarios. And the reason is we can manage our birds if we only put the pressure on them in the mornings, give them the rest of the day to rest. We go in the morning. We usually leave the lodge about 5:30 and get to our hunting location, put the decoys out every day. I don't leave decoys out all the time, and so we always place them fresh, considering the wind and that sort of thing. And then once we get done hunting, we usually cut the morning off about 10 or 10:15, and then that gives an opportunity for the birds to come back in and use the property while we're gone throughout the rest of the day. Just like this with the butt end on the bench. We can stand up for the first few minutes, but then everybody's going to have to sit down and keep your head down because they're going to see us in here, okay? I can't really do more than light calling because we've had birds here for a while, not without getting new birds, so they're stale. If you give them too much, they won't listen to you, you'll run them off. So just some quacks and a little bit of chatter. Shoot them, shoot them. Did anything get knocked down? There you go, y'all be still. Light them up, boys. Shoot them. Zoe. Over. Good girl. What they were doing yesterday. Those are stale birds. They've been here. They will land by themselves, and not even with live ducks.
sometimes I'll bring my decoys really, really close because they're trying to finish too far out. Sometimes I'll push them way out there because they'll land on this side of the decoys. You just kind of have to be flexible. Watch what the birds do the first couple of times they come in, and that's what you can expect the majority of the birds to do in the day.
So what'd you just do?
I spread the decoys way out, and I pulled these way up against some of these bushes over here to make it look, because what they're doing is they're landing and they're swimming into them bushes. And so what I'm trying to do is mimic that except on this side, because I don't want them going over there. Let's go. Light them up, boys. Good. Zoe. Here. Good. All right. That was fun. Let's do that again. Yeah, they backpedaled right in here just like you want them to. That's what I'm talking about.
Each element of the bearing series is designed to complement waterfowl hunting in cold conditions. 8 purposely built jacket pockets keep your items secure. The bibs also feature strategic placed pockets and hip-length zippers for easy on and off over boots. Top it off with a stretch of Dermazak's EV, and this system will flex and respond to your movements with no restrictions. So you'll never feel the bulk and bind through the knees, elbows, and shoulders like other cold weather clothing. AVES Bearing Series.
There are several things that we can't control. One of them is weather, river levels, things like that, and the migration of ducks. And really, even if ducks are here, I can't control a duck. As much as I would love to be able to make a duck land right there, can't always do that because they have a mind of their own. But what we do as guides is we look at the landscape, we take our experience over many years and knowing how to hunt a particular situation, and we make the best of it if it's slow. Because when it's good and when there's lots of birds and the birds are eager to come into the decoys, that's easy. They make us look like rock stars. But when the times are tough, when the birds aren't flying when you want them to, when the migration hasn't really happened yet, that's when we have to go back into our bag of tricks and pull something out and pull out something for the day. And that means doing things unconventional. Sometimes instead of hunting a blind, we're going to have to go hunt a tree line. We're going to have to get out some layout blinds and get in a spot and get brushed in and try to hunt them that way. We picked this spot. It's a pretty long impoundment, but narrow. The wind is slowly shifting from the west to the southwest, so we ought to be able to have the birds filter right through here. We're kind of right in the middle of the impoundment. A lot of them were loaded up here, a lot of them were down there, a few here, but that's given us the best opportunity to get them close to us. I sat and watched them in this very spot for 2 days in a row, so I know they want to use this area as well.
I don't know if you want them in your lab, like right here.
That was freaking sweet, man. Dude, that was awesome.
Yep. Dive underwater, Lee.
This time of year, the migration should be in full swing, but it's not. Conditions aren't ideal, and the birds just aren't here like they should be. But that's part of the game. When things don't go as planned, great guides adapt. They read the wind, move spreads, change tactics, and make the best of what they have. Because in waterfowl hunting, flexibility is just as important as firepower.